Yo, welcome back to Hunt Recovery. Well, we just don't look for recovery, we hunt for it no matter how far, no matter how close, no matter how long, no matter whatever, we're gonna go find that joint. Now today, I'm on the move. As you can see, I'm on the bike. Bam. So, I wanted to talk about today about how easy it is to do wrong, but how hard it is to do right. You know what I mean? That's the one I want to talk about today. How it's easy to do wrong, but it's hard to do right. And that's crazy to think about, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you what, that it is some true stuff right there, bro. Like, you can do criminal activity and stuff, and it's like so easy, yo. You just like, oh, let me buy this and let me buy that. Or you can gamble, or you can do whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? And it's like super easy, and you're like, oh man, you know, that's why they call it easy money. You know what I'm saying? If you get the drift, that's why I say, oh, it's easy money. You know what I mean? Or let's just say, drink all the time and not pay your bills, or do drugs and not pay your bills. And it's like, you see, you know what I'm saying? Especially when like you doing drugs, you find that stuff everywhere or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you can do this or do that, but it's hard to do right. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, let me get a job. You know how hard it is to get a job nowadays, bro? You know what I mean? It's really hard to get a freaking job, bro. You know? I know that from personally. I've been trying to get a job for a while, you know what I'm saying? So, whoops, I almost fell. Sorry. I almost fell, y'all. But anyway, sorry, you probably can't hear me because of all the cars. You know? But, oops. Alright, let's get going again. Okay, sorry. Woo! This is harder than I thought it was gonna be, y'all. But I'm trying to make the videos interesting. So I thought that'd be interesting. You know? Sorry. Anyway, like I was saying, before I almost died. Anyway, like I was saying, it's really hard, real easy to do wrong. You know what I mean? But it's hard to do right. That is the story of the day. And like I said, we've been doing wrong our lives, and you know, our addiction and stuff like that. Because I was addicted to criminal activity, yes, for sure. But anybody that was in an addiction was addicted to criminal activity also. You know how I say and how I know? Because first of all, let's think about it. Doing drugs is a crime. Having drugs is a crime. You know? Drinking is, you know, not a crime. But if you was an alcoholic, guess what? You drunk and drive. You rode a bike like this and was drinking. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, shoot, really, if you want to talk about it, the way society is working, you walk down the street and drinking, it's a crime. Getting drunk in public, that's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was a gambler, you know, depends on where you gambled at. Wasn't a crime, like a casino and stuff like that. But if you was really addicted to gambling, you gambled anywhere. Probably at a backyard gambling spot. Or, you know what I'm saying? You did whatever, but the thing about it is, what I'm trying to say is, you did more crimes than that. You know? And that's for sure. I know your butt sitting there, Woo, that was a big hill. Your boy was sitting there stealing, lying, which is not a crime. But, you know what I'm saying, it's wrong. That's for sure. Lying is wrong. You shouldn't lie. You know what I mean? Your mama or your daddy or your teacher, somebody told you that when you was growing up. You shouldn't lie. You feel me? But you did it anyway. You know why? Because you wanted what you want. Want it. You know? And that's with any addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like people that's addicted to food, the people that's addicted to sex, people that's addicted to whatever your addiction is, you know, it is a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, it's all about the same. You feel me? You know? Like I said, you did it wrong one way or another. Hey, let's think about if you was addicted to sex. Sex addiction. And I'm glad this channel is you know, rated R, but not really rated R, but you know what I mean. But anyway, you talk about that sex addiction. You was probably cheated on your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Guess what? That was wrong. And that was easy to do. But you want to think about doing right. You want to think about doing right, guess what? Right? Doing the right thing is hard to do. Because for one, I ain't gonna lie. Personally, when you talk about doing the right thing, guess what? The biggest thing about it, you don't want to do it. That's just point blank, you know what I'm saying, right off the back. You don't want to do it. Whatever the thing is that you got to do, whatever the thing is you got to do, you don't want to do it. Hey. Alright. I'm back. Sorry, guys. I had to take a brief intermission. Oh, because I seen my auntie, which I ain't seen her in a while. And she's super proud of me, too. You know, when you get in recovery, you see a lot of family and stuff, like, you know, that you ain't seen before. And all that stuff. And it's wonderful. But then, like I was saying, back to what I was saying. So, like, what was I saying, guys? Man. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, I'm gonna get hit by a car. See what I do for you guys? Anyway. So it's easier to do bad stuff, guys. It's harder to do, like I said, dude. It's like I gotta go and I gotta drop. Actually, that's why I'm on the bike right now, because I had to go drop. And I had to go see my PO. Then my PO like, oh, well, you know, you ain't got to see me until tomorrow, right? I'm like, oh, man. So I rode off. Well, I had to drop anyway, so I had to go that way. And then, so, it's just like, wow, y'all. Even when, like, you're talking about, like, getting a job and stuff, and you're like, man, you gotta wake up early, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do everything you gotta do. And it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't want to do that, you know what I mean? You're like, man, I do not feel like getting up and going to work. But it's crazy because when you out there getting high, drunk, gambling, any addiction you got. Sorry, guys. I'm by a highway, rolling down the highway. Nah, but any addiction you got, you like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? It's easier. And it's kind of like what you think in your head, but not really at the same time. And you like, well, you think it's fun, you know what I'm saying? You think you're having fun, you know. So, at the same time, not only is wrong easier, but in some aspects, which I'm not telling you to do it, doing wrong is funner too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you do the right thing, you'll be miserable. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you're going to live a better life. Life's gonna be better. It might be harder, but it's gonna get easier over time. You know what I mean? Cause guess what? Like me, you ain't gonna have to ride no bike. You know what I'm saying? I just keep doing the right thing. I'm about to get a car. That'll make my life easier. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of certain things, all kinds of stuff, guys. So, what? Doing the right thing is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. But, and I ain't gonna be cliche, but oh, it's the right thing to do. Which, yeah, it is. But, it's the smart, let's put it away, it's a smart thing to do. Doing the right thing is the smart thing to do. Because, although doing the wrong thing is easier, you know, it is going to be harder in the end. You know, just like now, you know, I would have to go to prison. That would have been harder. I wouldn't be able to see my kids. I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. So yeah, you know, at the end, it might be easier now, but it's harder at a long time. But I gotta go to class, so I'm gonna finish this up in a minute. I'll see you guys in a minute. So guys, I'm back. My fault, I had to go to class. But, so, I just got a meeting and I want to say one thing. I want to say I'm proud of Shannon. She did a good job, and this actually what we were talking about goes with what I was saying before, and hopefully I can get Shannon on here to tell her story one of these days. But I'm so proud of her. But it's the whole point of, like I was saying before I had, you know, came back to you guys. It's easy to do the wrong thing, but it's harder to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And she, you know, admitted it when she was wrong, and that was hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do the right thing, but you know what? She did it anyway, and guess what? You know, just like my situation, it turned out just fine. So I want to say I'm super, super proud of her. She did a good job, like, you know, stepping up and doing the right thing. And it's just like, it's just, you know, the way it goes. But like I was saying before I shut it off, like, even though it's hard to do the right thing, guys, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it'd be worth it. It may not seem like that now, when you, at the time when you are doing the right thing, but guess what? It is when you get done. Hold on one second. Sorry guys, I had to put some ribs on the grill. See? Yep, did that. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, it's hard, you know, it's easy to do the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's hard to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? You know. But like I said, even when it's hard, it's worth it. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes, guys. You know, I mean, I explained a lot of that earlier, but like I said, even now, you know what I'm saying? Like with me, like it's, you know, right thing, you know, go to work and do what I gotta do and take care of my kids and stuff like that. And I love my kids to death. Sometimes you don't think I'll just be like, you know what, it was easier when I was just out, you know, doing what I did and just didn't care about nothing and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's easy to do that. It's always easier to do that, but, you know, it's not right, it's not the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Better, you know, right thing is to take care of my responsibility. Because, you know, at the same time, my baby mama, you know what I'm saying, baby mamas didn't just have, you know, the kids by themselves, you know what I'm saying? It takes two to have kids. So it's like, you know, it may not be easy, you know what I'm saying, but it's the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it always gonna be, you feel me? So always remember, yes, it's easier to do the wrong thing and harder to do the right thing. But the right thing is always better to do. Ain't that right, Vinny? You know, just like now, I'm sitting here trying to barbecue, trying to cook, and got the baby, and you know what I'm saying? And this is like a handful, but you know, AJ wanted to go spend time with the kids, the boys, and play outside at the park and stuff like that. So, you know, it was the right thing to do. Just go ahead and, you know, me take the baby and give them time to play and stuff, you know. I'm a big boy, you know what I'm saying? I can handle it. You know. But, you know, so I always try to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, especially since in recovery we didn't spend so much time doing the wrong thing, you know, just because it was easier. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I personally, you know, just say that's the cop out. That's the cop out. Doing the wrong thing is just a cop out. And I didn't think about that for so long, but now that I'm in recovery, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to do the right thing as much as I can and much as possible, you know what I'm saying? I see that now, you know what I'm saying? It was easier to do the wrong thing. It was easier just to give up on life. Easier not to, you know what I'm saying, work and not just to do criminal activity and like, you know what I'm saying? Because, oh, I didn't feel like waking up in the morning or I didn't feel like going to work, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's how it should be, but, you know, when you got bills to pay, and you got kids, and you got whatever, you know what I'm saying, you got to take that step and go to work, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, you know, and then I'm not saying don't follow your dreams, you know what I'm saying, but do what you got to do until you do that, but don't forget it, you know. Don't be like, oh, I'm not going to, you know, just going to work for the rest of my life. You got dreams out there. You want to own your company. You want to do this. You want to do that. Just like I'm following my dreams with YouTube. But guess what? YouTube ain't paying right now. You feel me? So guess what? I'm starting work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Going back to do what I you know, really want to do because of my back. But you know what? I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I can get a car and I can do, you know what I'm saying, save up for a car and get my kids what they need and do what I got to do, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, that's the right thing to do. And of course I'm being waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning or out in the heat until freaking, you know what I'm saying, to get off work because it's been hot. You feel me? But like I said, it's the right thing to do. It might be harder, but it's the right thing to do. You know, and then I'm still going to put out videos for you guys, of course, and still, you know what I'm saying, pursue my dreams, you know what I'm saying, of being, you know, a YouTuber that helps people and all the stuff that I have been planning, which reminds me, I know I ain't posted the video in a while, and I'm sorry about that, guys, but I just been having so much to do. Like I said, I've been trying to get a job and figure out what to do about work. I just had a lot of stuff to figure out, but you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely still gonna post videos. I don't care if I get home and be dog ass tired, you know what I'm saying, I'm still gonna post a video for you guys. You already know that, guys, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna like, oh, well, you know, still gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying. So always still gonna do that for y'all, but you know, I'm just saying in general. Saying in general that yeah, it's not easy. That's what I always try to tell you guys. Like, my life is not easy, you feel me? I don't know if anybody ever out there think I got an easy life or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely not, you know? It's definitely not. And I gotta work hard for everything I get, you know, I got out here in life, you know, I got, you know, especially working and truthfully working against the grain, you feel me? Because at the same time that, you know, I didn't mess my life up so much of doing criminal activity and stuff. I got, you know how hard it is to try to get a job with a felony, and actually 2 felonies, you know what I'm saying? A couple felonies, you know what I'm saying? That stuff ain't easy. It's hard. Yeah, I could go back to doing the same thing I used to do and go back to criminal activity and do whatever, but just try to take the easy way out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's easier to do the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Just can't do it. I can't do it. I got too much to lose, you know what I'm saying? And not even just that, I can't lose. If I go back to that, I'm going to lose my sobriety, I'm going to lose everything, you know what I'm saying, that I worked so hard for. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, sobriety ain't easy, guys. Like, it's not easy at all. You know what I'm saying? For real, but it's worth it at the end of the day. It definitely is, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, and the harder I work, I'm going to get, you know what I'm saying, my subscribers up, or I'm start getting endorsed, you know, people endorsing my videos, and YouTube going to start paying me, and, you know, it's gonna be good, and that's the thing. The harder you work, the easier life gets. You know what I'm saying? The easier life gets. It may not seem like that at first. When you're working hard, and you're like, oh well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and all this other stuff, and what's up, you know, what I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it may be hard now, but it gets easier. You know what I'm saying? I always remember that, guys. It always gets easier. No matter how tough it is. And you know what? Especially when it's really tough, it definitely gets easier. You know what I mean? You know, the tougher it is, the easier, you know, and the better it is in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You may, like I said, you may not think that now, but and eventually you will. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh man, I thought this was hard, and it's like, it's, you know, yeah, you think it's hard, but you like, oh man, it's not as hard as I thought, because, you know, we so used to taking the easy way out that the hard way looks impossible. You know what I'm saying? You like, this is impossible. I can't do that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you always have faith in yourself, and you know you can get it done, because we can do anything we put our mind to, and that's for sure. So, like, that's what it is, and that's what it was, and I definitely wanted to tell you guys that, you know what I'm saying? So, you already know how I feel about it. You guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Y'all start giving these videos a like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be careful out there in the summer, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all so much. I'm so proud of y'all. And you already know what I always say. I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of all y'all. And I'm proud of all y'all that, you know what I'm saying, don't always take the easy route, that's taking that hard route, you know what I'm saying? And I love y'all so much. Y'all already know. Y'all put that subscribe button. Y'all put them comments down below. You know what I'm saying? I'm always here for y'all. You already know how it is. I'm always here. I always read all my comments. I love y'all so much. And I'm out. Peace.